I never imagined I'd be the one telling a story like this. For years, I believed my marriage was unbreakable. We had endured hardship, piled up debt, sleepless nights, and countless sacrifices together. Loyalty seemed like the one thing that could never falter. I was wrong. It began subtly with her long hours at the office. She insisted it was all for critical projects, and I trusted her. Her ambition had always inspired me. But slowly, small things started nagging at me. Her phone permanently on silent, secretive texts, sudden whispers in another room when taking calls. My instincts screamed that something was off. The truth hit me one evening when I decided to surprise her at work with dinner. Instead of finding her buried in paperwork, I saw her leaning against her boss's car in the parking lot, laughing freely in a way she hadn't laughed with me in years. Then he kissed her, and she didn't stop him. The shock was suffocating. 10 years of shared love, trust, and loyalty vanished in an instant. I didn't confront them that night. I drove home in silence, my hands gripping the wheel, heart pounding, mind swirling with betrayal and fury. When she returned later, she looked me in the eye and lied casually about having a long day. That lie cut deeper than anything I had seen. She had chosen deception over honesty. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I didn't beg. I thought, planned, and waited. She had underestimated me. Then chance intervened. Her boss had a daughter, Claire. I had met her at work events, a young woman confident, independent, nothing like her father. What struck me was how openly she criticized him, his arrogance, his controlling ways. One evening, I ran into her at a cafe. She noticed my tension and asked softly if I'd had a rough day. I didn't tell her everything, but I let her know that someone had betrayed me. Her eyes narrowed as she put the pieces together. She despised her father for the same kind of cruelty I had endured. We started talking, first about our shared anger, our feelings of betrayal, and the pain of trust shattered. Our conversations turned into a bond, a rare understanding that neither of us had expected. Claire offered empathy at a time when I felt invisible. She reminded me that I still had worth. And gradually, what began as shared frustration evolved into something deeper, a connection forged from mutual heartbreak. Eventually, we crossed a line, not from lust, but from shared pain, mutual understanding, and the need for justice. Claire and I became each other's refuge. And I made sure my wife found out. I left my phone unlocked one evening with messages from Claire plainly visible. Her reaction, shock, fear, rage, was exactly what I needed her to feel. "You're with her?" she demanded. I met her gaze calmly. "I only mirrored your actions." The consequences were immediate. My wife fled to her boss in tears. When he discovered it involved his daughter, he nearly collapsed. Their clandestine affair unraveled overnight. Claire felt liberated for the first time, finally standing up to the man who had ruled her life. My wife, humiliated and desperate, begged for forgiveness, but I had no intention of looking back. Trust that is destroyed cannot be rebuilt. I finalized the divorce. Her boss tried intimidation, threats, and coercion, but the truth was already exposed. His reputation suffered irreparably, and my wife was left alone, facing the ruins of her choices. As for me, I didn't rush into new relationships. For the first time in years, I felt in control of my own life again. Betrayal had broken me, yes, but it also rebuilt me, stronger, wiser, and unwilling to accept anything less than I deserve. Some might say two wrongs don't make a right. Perhaps. But when someone betrays you, sometimes the best form of justice is reclaiming your power and leaving them to face the consequences. The final encounter with my wife was quiet but telling. She stood on the old porch, tears in her eyes, begging for a second chance. I saw not the woman I once loved, but the one who had destroyed everything we had built. She wasn't remorseful for her actions. She was remorseful that she had been caught. Her boss never looked me in the eye again. His threats were empty because the truth had already toppled him. Claire eventually moved on too. We didn't remain a couple, but we stayed friends. She told me I had given her the courage to finally confront her father, and that was enough. The real victory wasn't in revenge or the affair. It was walking away unbroken, while those who betrayed me were left to face the chaos of their own making. Betrayal had tried to destroy me, but instead, it reshaped my life. I walked away free, stronger, and finally in charge of my own destiny.